Why don't we get started and then we can allow other people to join as we go. So for those of you that who know us well, welcome. And for those of you that don't know us well, we're really glad you're here also. My name is Jeb Myers. I have the distinct pleasure to serve Cristo Rey as president. We also have Aaron Healy, our principal here, and Kasaya Kobel, our director of corporate work study, Steve Crandall, who leads our advancement office, a number of other staff, and then we have 6 students: Samantha, Itzel, Kelly, Abigail, Kennedy, and Al. And we're excited to share our school with you. It's a COVID-19 is a unique time, and we are excited to get rolling. Cristo Rey, as you know, we continue our mission despite being in distance learning, and we have many students doing remote work and some working on site. But our mission is to provide access to a Catholic, Jesuit, and college and career preparatory school where we unlock the potential of our students of any culture, faith, or creed to transform our communities. And since the beginning, our students have always been, we've always, as a community, worked to make sure we are guided by faith, prepared for life, and always serving others. We were founded, our story really, while it says we were founded in 2007, our story really begins in 2004 when the CEO of Ryan Companies, Jim Ryan, and his wife, Colleen Ryan, found their way to the original Cristo Rey School in the Pilsen neighborhood of Chicago. It's very important that you understand how Cristo Rey schools were founded, because the Jesuits were asked to start a project in the Pilsen neighborhood, and they didn't dictate what was going on in the project. They actually sent a young Jesuit around the neighborhood, knocking on doors for a year, asking people what they wanted. And they inevitably said, or the vast majority of them said, our young people are graduating from middle school, but they're not graduating from high school. We need a college prep high school. Jim and Colleen Ryan in 2004, that school was 8 years old, and they said, we want one of these in Minneapolis. They partnered with the Jesuits and a few other organizations and helped build our school when we opened in South Minneapolis in 2007. And kind of the 3 main characteristics of our school is we are a Jesuit school. We are college prep. We offer college and college counseling and alumni support. So we support our students all the way through college. And then we have 4 years of professional work experience where our students can both be inspired and bring value to corporate partners throughout the Twin Cities. That school, one school in Chicago, has given birth to 37 schools across the country. Collectively, Cristo Rey schools all are Catholic. They are Catholic schools serving students of all faiths, so that's very important. We have 13,000 students collectively. The vast majority of our students come from very diverse backgrounds. We have 20,000 graduates now after 25 years, over 3,500 corporate partners, and last year our students earned a cumulative total of $80 million to offset the cost of their education. As you can see, we're in many markets. Kind of, you know, unfortunately, Mr. George Floyd was killed this May, and it brought a great awareness to what we've been doing since 1995 as Cristo Rey schools, but here in South Minneapolis since 2007. We intentionally invest in people, organizations, and communities that are addressing all the systemic barriers, the predictable racial and economic barriers that our families face. And part of how we do that is we bring people together through our corporate work study program, both to build a pipeline of diverse talent, as well as making sure that they have the skills to be successful in the 21st century and have family-sustaining careers. So you can see some of our indicators on the families that we're serving. I'm now going to pass the baton to Ms. Erin Healy, our principal, and she's going to talk a little bit about how, while our school is unique, how beautiful and relational it is also.
Thank you, Jeb. I love working here at Cristo Rey. I've been here since our second year, and if you talk to our staff and faculty, you'll find a lot of them have also been here a long time because this is a very, very special community. This year, everyone knows the challenges with COVID-19 and being at a distance, and that has been both a challenge to say, how do we still have this really special, intentional community with our students and with one another? But it's also been a way for us to acknowledge the blessing and beauty that our community is because it is so valued. And we're doing what we can to still keep building those relationships. That's really what Cristo Rey is built on. There's a Jesuit charism, cura personalis, which means care for the whole person. And we feel that everything we do, whether it's our curriculum, our pedagogy, our relationships with students, our policies and programs, everything is built for care for the whole person. We do care how students are doing. We're a college prep school, but really we're here to support them as people. So we have wraparound services in terms of we have three social workers who work with our students in counseling. We have an advisory program. We have four deans who work with students. We're doing what we can to step in and say, we are adults who care about you, who want to be part of your life and your success, and we're excited to be here with you. Our students themselves, you've seen some data about them, but I can just tell you, they are amazing. They are just the most wonderful young people you could meet. They're incredibly hardworking. Any high schooler who takes incredibly rigorous classes and also balances a corporate work study internship is incredibly hardworking. They are funny, they are creative, and they are loving. They care about one another. Earlier this year, our Ignite leaders, which are our senior campus ministry team who lead retreats and really do a lot to embrace and promote the spirituality of our school, they were really on fire to say, we have to do something for the freshmen. We want them to know what Cristo Rey is like. We want to get them in here. We want to talk to them. We want them to have the same experience. And so we did have an in-person retreat, socially distanced, and it took all day because it was in very small cohorts. But it was just a testament to what our seniors can recognize to say, this is special and I'm a leader and I want to do this for our school and for our students. Our students care about achievement. We do have very rigorous classes. We're standards based. If you hear from our students on the panel, they will tell you they work incredibly hard. Our teachers work incredibly hard. We care that students do well. Students arrive at Cristo Rey in a variety of achievement levels, or a variety of readiness. Some of them are above grade level. Some of them are right on track, and quite a few of them, based on the discrepancies and the huge gaps of opportunity of education, are not quite on grade level. So we do what we can to meet students where they are, to give academic support, to give scaffolding when it's needed, but also to push students. We want all students ready for college. We have 10 AP classes. We do everything we can to make sure that students are ready for the academic challenges of college. But we also have a number of extracurriculars. We move into the summer in terms of summer opportunities. A number of our students take pre-calc in the summer so they can move into AP Calc. And they also have, when it's not a pandemic, opportunities for service and other things. I would just add that our students, they are incredibly hardworking and they balance quite a bit. They have deep love for their families and spend a lot of time obviously working with their own family and in the home responsibilities. When we're in school, many of them travel a great long distance to be here because we pull from all over the Twin Cities. And we know that right now, a lot of them are supporting siblings and cousins at home. And so our mission is to continue to support them, to be there for them, to give grace for where they need it, but to say, we're here for you and we're going to be here to continue supporting you. And also our college counseling program has that especially very focused approach. We have 2 full-time counselors for college success, for college counseling, and 2 full-time alumni counselors. So Mr. Myers spoke about how our students are tracked and supported after graduation. So really, Cristo Rey is sort of a 10-year plan. It's 4 years of high school, and then for 6 years after high school graduation, we have 2 full-time alumni counselors. We're the only school in the Cristo Rey network that has 2 full-time alumni counselors, but we really have invested in that because we believe so strongly that our students need that additional support. Our students are so capable and so really wanting to have their college success. There are tons of things that might get in the way, and our alumni counselors do a lot to help students navigate what those roadblocks are, whether it's job issues or financial or fit on campus or trying to transfer or get credits. There's a lot that goes into getting to that eventual degree. And so we want to make sure our students who are incredibly motivated, incredibly talented, and incredibly able to do it can make that achievement to get their college degree. And we welcome students in whatever path they choose. We do have students who choose the military. We have students who choose a 2-year program to go into a specific skill area. Our obligation is that we offer that choice. I want every student who graduates from Cristo Rey to say, I have a variety of choices in front of me, and I can choose my path of what I want to do, and I'm ready for it. Here you can see on the screen a number of the schools that our students have applied to and have attended or are currently attending. We have 263 graduates overall, and you can see that our students, these are some of the schools that they are working, or they are currently in school at, and our students have a much greater, we found from tracking, 3 times as likely to graduate from college as students in this demographic in the Twin Cities. I'd like to transition now to Ms. Kasaya Kobel, who's going to speak a little bit about corporate work study.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kasaya. It's nice to see your faces or to have you be present in our conversation today. Erin, thanks for highlighting all of the tremendous work of our students. We really do have incredible students here at Cristo Rey, and I have the privilege of being the director of the corporate work study program and watching students develop into professionals. So the corporate work study program is unique to Cristo Rey. All of the schools across the network that you heard Mr. Myers talk about have a corporate work study program. All of our students participate as part of being enrolled at Cristo Rey Jesuit High School. You see a graphic on your screen. You see Monday through Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Our students work 1 day a week at a corporation or a nonprofit here in the Twin Cities to build their career readiness skills. So our juniors work on Monday, our seniors on Tuesday. Our freshmen this year are participating in professional development, and our sophomores work on Thursdays. So you have the opportunity to work with Cristo Rey to develop the young talent here in the Twin Cities. A team of 4 students share one-time full equivalent 1.0 FTE at corporations and nonprofits here in the Twin Cities. And boy, do they add and enhance your business. You contract with corporate work study. We do all of the paperwork. You see a list of the different things that the CWSP staff do here to make sure that your transition into becoming a corporate work study partner is really seamless so that you get to work directly with the young talent and help to foster their career readiness skills. This previous slide to this one featured Diego Hernandez. He worked for 4 years at Salo, where he developed both technical skills and communication skills that brought him to graduate from Cristo Rey with 4 years of professional work experience on his resume, which is a huge, huge advantage to them as they move into college and decide what they want to move into as far as their career. They have a platform, a baseline for career readiness skills that will propel them into the business world. So corporate work study program partners have the opportunity to partner with Cristo Rey to build those skills. You, in return, get great talent. All of the students that you see on the screen are adding value and adding talent to the various corporate work study program positions that they fill that you'll have the opportunity to hear from them here very shortly. They describe the experience and the value of the corporate work study program much better than I do. We're eager to have more corporate work study program partners join us in our journey in preparing students for career readiness. You see examples of the corporations, some of the corporations who have said yes to Cristo Rey for many, many years. Many of those companies that you see on our screen, Ryan companies certainly, have been fostering career readiness with Cristo Rey since our beginning. So we're eager and excited to build our cohort, our community of corporate work study program partners, and can't wait to talk with you more about how you can get involved.
Thank you, Kasaya. Just want to share, just want to kind of sum up kind of our key data points. We have been open for, we have had 10 graduating classes as we are in our 14th year of operation. We do have 763 graduates. We expect another 112 to graduate this year in our senior class. All of our graduates have been accepted to college. As I shared earlier, 90% are the first in their family to go to college, and more than half are the first in their family to graduate from high school. And that's important for two reasons. One, students earning a four-year degree today still earn about $1 million over a lifetime than those with only a high school diploma. And then the fun fact is, to me, the most important, or what shows that this is working is more and more of our graduates are being hired by the corporate partners that they work with in high school. So 8% of our corporate partners employ at least one alumni, and it's really exciting for us because they are employing our students while they're in high school. They're employing them while they're getting internships in college, and then they are preparing or giving them the foundation of a career as they exit college and go into the workforce. So that is how we are helping to bring communities together and make sure that every student has an opportunity to have upward mobility. So, COVID-19 hit us in March. Many of our families are on the front line of work and lost their jobs. Some of the things that we transitioned to in March was providing school from a distance. We also changed our transportation and nutrition program to make sure that we were getting out to the families and providing meals. We are still providing about 370 students worth of meals each week for our families of our 500 students that we have. Many of them with the social unrest that took place around the events that took place around George Floyd, that only emphasized the importance of our mission. How we, again, bring upward mobility to families who face predictable economic and racial barriers. In addition to the destruction that happened in our neighborhood, we did have families displaced that we were able to support and help find homes. And it's been a tense time, but we continue to work to find solutions with our incredible faculty and staff to make sure that we can help serve our families and partner with our parents in helping them help themselves. So we did have a little damage to our building during the social unrest, but a week later, we were able to have our wonderful drive-through graduation for the class of 2020. COVID-19 has pushed us into a different year than we typically have. If you look at the smaller pie chart, fiscal year 2020, in a typical year, our corporate work study program provides about 44% of our revenue. Families do contribute about 7%, and then we do fundraise for each student. And families also contribute. Our average family, when we're taking the cost of education, our average family pays about $800 a year towards the $13,250 it costs us to educate our students. But the students work, and that brings another $8,750 to that cost of education. So the families and the students are really bringing the large majority of the money to pay for their way through school. So this is very much a hand up, not a hand out. As you can see in fiscal year 21, this year that we're currently in fiscal year 22, we expect to be down 30% from our corporate work study revenue this year and 20% next year. So we have created a resilience fund that will answer this, and we are meeting with many donors, seeking people to help us fill that gap. And because we know that the large foundation that our school is built on, the key indicators, those companies will come back when they have people in their office. They will come back when their company has seen its way through COVID-19 or navigated through COVID-19, but we need to have a temporary stopgap, and that's what our resilience fund is. Now we're going to invite our students to talk because they're way more exciting than the 4 adults that we have had speaking with you. And we're going to start with a few questions, but you may also use the chat feature to ask questions or raise your hand with using the symbols on the bottom of your screen, and we will call upon you and you can ask questions too. Students, are you all ready? If you can give me the thumbs up to show that you are ready. We have prepared them with some questions. And the key thing is at Cristo Rey, we always ask them to tell the truth. So even if it's something that may not be as perfect about Cristo Rey, we do stress that students, we want you telling the truth. I don't know which student would like to go first, but each student, if we could just kind of go in a circle and say why you came to Cristo Rey, why you've stayed at Cristo Rey, and then right now, what's the favorite part or aspect of the school? So let's just start with that first one. Abigail, would you like to go first?
Sure. Okay.
Perfect.
So I decided to come to Cristo Rey because first off, my sister came because of my cousins, and my aunt, she said she recommended this school to my mom. So, and like it was like very familiar, and they said that the people here were welcoming. And when my sister came to Cristo Rey, I noticed that that everybody was very welcoming and very nice. So then I decided to come here to the Cristo Rey community. What I like about Cristo Rey is that they're expanding their extracurricular programs. Last year they added swimming, so that was very important, and we are now adding more people to the swim team.
Excellent. Thank you, Abigail. Samantha or Kelly, would you like to go next? And then the other one go after that?
Can go.
Okay.
Okay, so I decided to come to Cristo Rey because I didn't want to go to a public school where all my friends were going from middle school. Like I wanted to start fresh. And I decided to stay at Cristo Rey because Cristo Rey gave me a community. And like, even though I started here like without knowing anybody, I didn't have a hard time trying to fit in with like teachers, students, or anything. And that's also one of the great aspects about Cristo Rey, the community.
Excellent. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Samantha. I'm a junior. And the reason why I came to Cristo Rey is because of how they encourage their students to be more involved in the community, and also how they give the students real world work opportunities. And the reason why I stayed was because of the relationships I've built with some of the staff and teachers. So that would be my favorite aspect of Cristo Rey.
Excellent. Thank you.
I guess I could go next.
All right, Al.
I go by as Al. I came here because of we learn, because like most high schools don't really have the opportunity of having a Spanish immersion school, and like you don't really see that really often now. I like maybe like a few schools now and then, but my mom really wanted me to also like, it's a good opportunity to also practice my Spanish too, and also because of the program of corporate worker study. And why I stayed here was also because strictly they really have really good teachers, and also because of the work environment that they offer too. And one thing I really like about the school is the corporate work study is that I get to practice real life skill jobs I get to practice my real life skill jobs.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Kennedy?
Hey, I'm Kennedy. I chose to come to Cristo Rey because both my parents had a connection to Urban Ventures, which is shared here in the building, and knew how much about the staff here at Cristo Rey actually cares about, and not just the academic success of each student, but also like the success of each student throughout their entire lives. So throughout my time here, I've really enjoyed becoming a part of the community and just getting to know everybody, and it's just been a blast.
Excellent. How about you, Itzel?
Hi, I'm Itzel, and I'm a junior as well. And the reason I came to Cristo Rey was because my middle school was a pretty small middle school, and so most of us spoke Spanish. And I was like, my older sister came here as well. So I was like, if I go into a community that I'm kind of used to, but still more mixed, I might feel more comfortable. And then the reason why I stayed was because of how challenging, but how fun it was to experience the CWSP program. And then my favorite aspect would be the CWSP program.
Awesome. Itzel, we're going to stay with you because I'm going to, each of you talked about the corporate workstudy program. Can you talk about where you work and just one or two tasks that you do to give people an example of what you do at work?
Yeah, so I have worked at Ryan Companies for the last 2 years. And my freshman year, I worked at a daycare, but I transitioned into a office space, which was a little challenging, but like I said, was my favorite part. And so a task I do at Ryan this year is I work with the Human Resources Department, and we are trying to develop a more, different and various ways to incorporate people of color and people that don't identify as like the two normal genders, and to be more inclusive just as a whole company.
Awesome. Al, we're just going to go, or Al and then Kennedy.
Okay. Originally, I worked at Regents Hospital for the last 2 years. I mostly done gift shop, which really helped me on my communication skills. And before the pandemic started, I actually they moved me up to help out with rehabilitation, where basically I transferred patients down to rehabilitation. And recently now I work at Donaldson Company, which I give many tasks of researching many companies and look how Donaldson can improve from that on. And I've been giving presentations to staff.
Awesome.
This year, I work at JEMP, which is a company that works to help with other companies succeed with using Apple products. My tasks this year with JEMP include being a facilitator for the development of a technology learning lab. And hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be helping to teach skills to younger students using that technology accessible in the learning lab.
Thank you, Kennedy. How about you, Abigail? Then we'll go Samantha and Kelly.
So this is my third year working at Land O'Lakes. My experience there has been like very good. This is gonna be my second year working in the sourcing department. And what I do there is I do a lot of data entry and trace schemes. So our mission there is so Land O'Lakes is known for its butter, but there's like more to it. So we do a lot of like updating files and working like in Excel and OneNote.
This year I work at Medica, and one of my jobs there is calling people, trying to see if they want to get involved in an offer. And I like it so far because I get to talk to people and hear their stories, and it's just really nice just talking to them.
Well done.
Okay, so I haven't really had like a stable job like all my 3 years here at Cristo Rey, but I don't really mind because like rotating from job to job gives me like the communication and advocacy skills that I need. So my freshman year, I started at Toyota and I worked the receptionist at the front desk. My sophomore year, I worked at Best Buy and I worked at their forecasting department. So I did a lot of adherence reports for the workers to see if they're getting from their breaks on time, if they're taking them and coming back from them on time. And then I also did their CUIC reports, which is like getting all the information that they have received of all the calls that they get during the day, so they can like predict how many calls they're going to get the next week. And then this year I work at Land O'Lakes, just like Abigail. We kind of work in the same department. I do dairy analytics, and there I am like updating a lot of the supplier information on trace gains, making sure they have all their legal docs inside so Land O'Lakes can continue to do business with them.
Awesome. We have I'm gonna ask Thomas just to ask a question, and I think this will be an easy one to answer because Abigail already kind of started us on this, but what activities does Cristo Rey interact? So what activities are you all a part of or have you been a part of at Cristo Rey? Samantha, would you?
Right now,
Yep.
oh,
Go ahead, Abigail.
so right now I'm part of the swim team. That's basically what I've been doing for the last 2 years.
Thank you. Samantha or Kelly?
I played volleyball last year, but I didn't do it this year because of the pandemic. But I really enjoyed it when I played.
I've played volleyball like all throughout high school. So it's like freshman, sophomore, and this year as well, I've been playing volleyball.
I've been involved in a few. I joined the Cristo Rey robotics team as well as the soccer and track team.
My freshman year, I did soccer, and I've been doing robotics and track.
I did soccer my freshman year, and then I think that's the only activity I've been involved with. Yeah.
Awesome. And we also have choir, the theater program, lots of things that happen when we're in non-COVID. We have a number of student clubs also where students can get involved in the Black Student Union, the Ignite team that is kind of our student campus ministry. Baseball, as Kennedy reminds us, we have a whole bunch, and we do. Just to answer Tom's question about Urban Ventures, we do interact with Urban Ventures. Our students are tutors in their learning lab, and as Kennedy talked, we're helping to build their tech center and staff that so they can support the students in that. The next question is a two-parter. Talk about your dreams, your path to your dreams, and how Cristo Rey is helping you to move towards those dreams. And if you want to include what colleges you're considering, please add that one in there too.
I can go first. So for me, my dreams or my goals is to obviously graduate college, and that was my first step to coming to Cristo Rey because of how they stick with their student throughout college. And so yeah, that's one of my main goals. And then also is to be able to find like a stable but yet fun career that I enjoy doing. And so my CWSP program has, Ryan Companies has helped me a lot because my supervisors have introduced me to different people. So I was interested in architecture and interior design, and they let me have conversations with people and in those career areas. And recently, even through this pandemic, I have also shown interest in psychology, and my supervisors were able to connect me with a psychologist. And so they've really opened up my career choices. And yeah.
Well said.
I can go next.
Thank you, Kelly.
So I want to obtain a degree in forensic psychology, and I've been doing a lot of like research in universities, and I found that the University of New Haven in Connecticut has that class, and so that's one of the like colleges I really want to go to. And Cristo Rey has helped me like do this career path or head that career pathway because we do get a lot of homework, and like that helps us manage our time, and it helps us like determine if we need like help doing other stuff or if we need to like slow down. And that is one of like the big things about Cristo Rey because it is a college prep. We do get a lot more work, but it does help us like stay focused on what we want.
Samantha?
Yeah, so for me, in the future, like my plan is to obviously graduate high school and college, and then from there go to medical school because I want to get a medical degree because I want to become a pediatric and a gynecologist, not gynecologist. I want to be a pediatric and a OBGYN. So then the way Cristo Rey has helped me is by helping me develop my communication skills. Because like whenever I talk on the phone, like I'm getting better at communicating with other people. And then one of my coworkers from my job last year. I worked at Big Brothers Big Sisters. They told me about a program for people interested in going into the medical field. That was good.
Kennedy, would you like to go next? And then Abigail?
Sure. Yeah. My dream, it's a big question. My dream is to pursue a wide range of education in all things business and technology. And through that, I'd like to, one, graduate college, two, acquire a job in the field of computer science or marketing, and three, I'd also like to have the ability to support my future family and current family financially. I'm interested in colleges like MIT, California Tech, and the University of Minnesota, each for their programs in technology and business. Cristo Rey is really helping me with that dream by preparing me for college and also offering me resources in the college counseling department to reach each step.
So I'm interested more like becoming like a lawyer or like in the business industry. Like my parents have experience in business, so I'm very familiar with it. And like Land O'Lakes has helped me with the like since it's like an office job, I think I want an office job like since they have certain hours, and I've been getting like very familiar with the apps, and I think that will really help me. Um, I would like to stay in state for college. I'm looking forward to applying to the University of Minnesota because they have like how Kennedy said they have like a wide range of programs that I would be interested in.
Awesome. Thank you. Al?
So first off, my goal is to, of course, complete high school and also college. After that, I want to pursue also medical school. And my career goal, I'm not really sure technically right now because there's a lot of branches in the medical field, but for now, I'm leaning towards pediatrician, but also family doctor. Um, and the path and Cristo Ray's been giving me that opportunity since in the corporate work study program and since freshman year because I worked at Regents Hospital, and that really gives me an opportunity to look at like how hospital looks like and what procedures and doctors go through because they gave me I have this job where I gave out newspaper, which gave me a clear identical way of how many branches there are because I get to see where each place is.
Well said. Al, we're going to stick with you. Can you talk a little bit about how COVID-19 has affected or challenged you this school year? And how do you make sure you are successful at school and work during this, while we face this pandemic?
Well, COVID really impacted me greatly, mentally and emotionally, because I don't really get to see people in person, especially my friends and a lot of my family and also teachers, which greatly impacts my learning because I learn better in person rather than online. And one thing that I do that to keep myself successful is to go to a different room when learning or doing work. I don't work in my room. I usually work in a living room, and I usually try to put my phone away during that time when I try to work.
Sel? Can you answer that question on how the pandemic has impacted you?
Yeah. So the pandemic has really impacted me because I'm like usually a very talkative person and like having to have conversations in person instead of like over phone or over text. I find it more awkward that way. But I've gotten more used to it, and also like to become more successful in school and work. Um, I've tried to change my surroundings every once in a while. So sometimes I'd be upstairs in my desk, my room, sometimes in the office space, downstairs in our living room, and then sometimes in the kitchen or just like walking around so I don't get bored or like too tired of staring at a screen. So, yeah.
How about you, Samantha, and then Abigail?
In the beginning, it was difficult at first because it'll be hard to wake up in the morning since the classes are later. But a thing that I did was I'd wake up an hour and 30 minutes before my classes and do some type of activity to wake me up. And then I just go sit down somewhere, either in the dining room or in my room. And then I'll just put a sign on my door saying in class, please quiet down. And yeah.
Well done.
What I've been doing at first, it was like very hard, that like the really big change that we had, because we were so used to just coming in class and doing everything in class. So at first, it was like, it was tiring and it was like confusing, like of all the different apps. But then like as you got like more time, it got easy, and it's like right now I'm like very familiar and like can access stuff like super quickly. And like also the teachers have been a great help, because they've uploaded resources that we can, like saying like, oh, how you can split your screen, or like if we need anything, like that's been like very helpful. And they've got like the opportunity to have like their office hours that we can attend to, like to not struggle with anything. And that's been like a very huge part that has been like very successful this year.
Awesome. Kennedy and then Kelly?
Yep. So yeah, during this pandemic, I'm not yet completely used to the changes in our academics this year. But I've done a few things like creating schedules, task systems, and a workspace to focus on my school. One of my sisters actually moved out this year and went to college, so I was able to use her old room as like a quiet place to attend my online classes. So I've sort of built my own classroom.
Awesome.
So for me, COVID has like impacted the way I communicate with people, and that has made it really difficult for me to like continue motivation for school. But Cristo Rey teachers and staff has like, they make meetings in the afternoon, like office hours, or just like general meetings for us to meet with them or meet in groups. And that has had an advantage on me for like to communicate with people. And then like I have also like created a schedule, like the day before school starts, I look at all the schedules, and then I make a list of what time is this class, what assignments are due for this class, and when are they due. And that has also helped me like manage my time during the day. And like I now know that I don't want to like job in an office space where I stare at a screen every day, because this is really hard.
Very good. Are there any questions from anybody else? Well, seeing no questions, I'm gonna turn it over to Steve. I do know that we are going to stick around afterwards, so that if you have any questions, you may also ask those there. Steve?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Steve Crandall. I lead the development department here. First, before I move on, how wonderful and inspiring was that to hear directly from our students? This is why we get up every day and come and serve Cristo Rey. They are such young and wonderful, inspiring young adults. So thank you for all your comments, students. We greatly appreciate it. How can you get involved in Cristo Rey? Well, first, why don't we ask you to match our students' energy, commitment, and determination by investing in our school. Your investment will support our students' dreams. And I don't see anything more important than that. As you can see on the screen, you know, how can you get involved? Donate, as I just mentioned. But when you decide to make a gift, check with your employer to see if they make a matching gift. And if they do, then your gift can have obviously double the impact, and that is so important. And then obviously with the holiday season now upon us, if you do a lot of online shopping like my wife, and do a lot of shopping via Amazon, there's a program called Amazon Smile. And you can go on and register and pick Cristo Rey Jesuit High School, Twin Cities to receive a portion or percentage of your spending, which is critically important. Jobs, of course, if you're in a position to hire a team of our students, it couldn't be a better investment. And if you're not and know somebody that is, please go ahead and let them know what a great opportunity they have to give back to the community and really help change young persons' lives like the students at Cristo Rey. And then volunteering. We love to have our volunteers in our community come and make a difference in our students' lives. Obviously, COVID-19 has prohibited in-person, so we've developed what we call Access Virtual Mentorship Program. And what allows you to have your impact, obviously, virtually until we can turn the corner on this pandemic and have you come and visit our students and impact them directly. And then next, be an advocate for Cristo Rey Jesuit High School. Talk about us whenever you can when you're out in the community. Whenever there's an opportunity to talk about, we often hear that Cristo Rey is the best kept secret in the Twin Cities. And how do we get rid of that is for people to keep talking about us. And today is a great example. And then last but not least, follow us on your social media outlets. And whenever you see a post, like us, share something, or just promote us in that way in helping us to spread the great word about Cristo Rey and what our school's mission is and how we serve these very deserving students. And as Mr. Myers said, we'll stick around after to answer any questions. But first and foremost, we'd like to thank you, everyone, for your time and attention today. We greatly appreciate your attendance. And, we're just so proud of our students. So thank you so much for wanting to learn and hear about what our mission is and how we serve these deserving students. So thank you very much. With that, does anybody have any questions? Or as I mentioned, Mr. Myers and I will stay on.
We did have a question in the chat about internships. We currently have 124 students working on site at their corporate job, and we have 147 working remotely. We are looking for a few more jobs for students in January, and so that is something that we are interested in talking with anybody about. But thank you again all for being here.